Imagine taking a perfectly flat piece of wood and pouring water right in the center. The water doesn't go anywhere, it just pools up. Now, imagine taking thick tape and wrapping it all the way around those four edges. You have constructed a shallow, waterproof bucket. Any water that gets inside is trapped. This setup is how most builders install windows. They frame a perfectly flat wooden opening, set a budget window inside, and tape all four sides tight to the wall. The issue is that all windows, eventually, will let a few drops of water pass their outer seals. When that happens here, those drops hit the flat wood and have nowhere to go. The water is trapped right inside your wall, quietly causing structural rot. Keeping a wall dry for a century requires a change in strategy. We have to treat the window opening as a path for water to travel, rather than a place for it to settle. Instead of a flat base, the sill is angled downward toward the outside. Next, we add a raised bump on the inside edge, called a back dam. If water sneaks past, it hits the dam and rides the slope harmlessly out. But a good slide can be ruined by a roadblock. Installers often use a solid block of wood underneath the window to make it level. That solid block acts as a dam, trapping water directly behind it. By sloping the base and keeping the escape route clear, gravity naturally sweeps moisture away, keeping the wall cavity completely dry. Step 2 is about how we layer the waterproofing materials, a process pros call flashing. Imagine wearing a premium raincoat, but tucking the bottom edge directly inside your rain boots. The water runs right down the coat and floods your boots. Window flashing overlaps so water flows out. Place tape across the bottom sill first, then apply side pieces over it. The top tape tucks underneath the house wrap. Finally, leave the bottom exterior completely unsealed to ensure drainage. Perfect waterproofing isn't about using more tape. It's about ensuring every layer guides water outward, never behind the barrier. Step 3 is filling the small gap left between the interior window frame and the wooden wall studs to stop cold air drafts. Many builders stuff this gap with fluffy fiberglass, which lets cold air blow right through. Others use heavy-duty spray foam. That foam swells up so forcefully it can bend the window frame, making it difficult to open the window. Here is a more durable method. This diagram shows a squishy foam cylinder called a backer rod pressed into the gap and covered with high-quality caulk. Together, they form an airtight seal that expands and contracts naturally as the house shifts. For a 100-year home, you also have to consider the window materials. Standard vinyl frames can expand and contract significantly in the cold, which eventually pulls those delicate outer seals completely apart. Fiberglass frames are much more stable, and paired with triple-pane glass, they handle intense thermal stress of a northern climate without warping. A sloping drain, overlapping layers, and stable materials work together to create a window that remains airtight and bone-dry for decades. You now understand that a flawless window installation is really just an exercise in managing gravity. When you are ready to hire a builder, ask them one specific question. Can you walk me through your sill flashing detail? That is the technical name for how they protect the bottom of the window opening. If they say they just use tape on the flat wood and rely on the window's nailing thin, the flat plastic edge builders nail into the wall, you've identified a bucket build. They are relying on a single plastic seal that will eventually leak. But if they describe a sloped sill with a back dam and confirm they leave the bottom unsealed to drain, you have found someone who is building a home meant to last. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you see your home in a whole new light, please like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.